Word doc.
Yeah.
So usually, yeah, this is awful. Sorry guys, this is not how I sent this out, but it came across this way, so I'll figure out a different. It looks awful.
I'll give you one. You can go through that with your.
Okay.
Okay.
This is Carly.
Okay.
You're just talking about things we do.
I have a question. This revenue detail report, is this theater fundraiser? Is this what people have donated?
The report, I think it's every oh.
Is this the second page on?
I think it's fundraising and donations.
So that's what came in those months?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, 09 theater fund.
This is the one I told you. Yes.
Damn, mud. Thank you. Just help me stop. She did. We'll see if you're waiting. And this is rental agreements. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I guess we better start. Sorry. So let's call to order and do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, welcome everyone. And we don't have any special speakers or anything tonight, so we'll just go right straight to the roll call. Amber?
Yeah, here.
Peg Gray? Myself? Jen Watson. Sorry. Here. Patty Berry?
Here.
Dale?
Here.
And Jerry Lynn.
Yeah.
We were going to welcome you in a few minutes. Donna's here as well, and so isn't Maria Farmer. Thank you all for being here. Thank you everyone for coming tonight. We have a small crowd. So I thought we were going to get minutes from our last meeting printed out.
I emailed them.
I know. So
Oh, they didn't get in there. I didn't have them. I'm so sorry.
that's okay. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Why don't you read them, even though I think maybe in the future, maybe if we all could, take a few minutes to read through so we're all a little prepared. Things happen from time to time.
I know I sent them out in your emails.
Yes, I
you
got
did.
an email. It was good. I thought, did you read them already? Did everybody read them?
So I'm sorry I didn't put them in here.
I
know
read
got
them
everything
days
together.
ago when they came out, so I'd like a refresher, and we don't have it in front of us. Do you mind? Okay.
Okay, so call to order at 6 o'clock. We did roll call. And Amber, Patty, Jennifer, and Donna were here. Dale was excused due to being ill, and Peg Gray was not in attendance and did not phone in. We did a review of our last week's minutes. Then we made a motion to move the movie time up to 7 from 7:30, and we decided to bring this to town council when we bring our plan to the council. We did a review of the finance subcommittee minutes. I'm just going to do a brief overview if that's okay. We talked about the letter to Peg and we all signed it. And then Donna offered to take it over to Dale to have her sign it, which was signed and sent to Peg
What day was that sent?
Thursday. And then we had two guest speakers, Barbara De Niro, and she talked about how to go about booking bands. And she has a database of bands, and she told us all about her process. And then Rick Johnson was also a guest speaker, and he spoke about an open mic night would probably not attract much attention, and he suggested to look at local schools and doing a talent show. He recommended having more advertisement for the theater, either social media, print. To help bring bands in, we can give them an incentive where they get a percentage of the ticket price. And then we had the manager's report, which went over the numbers for December 2018. She's working with Rochelle on a budget, and she asked the committee to assist her in writing the policies for the theater. And she said that the volunteers are going well on Mondays. That's awesome. And then the Pittsfield Theater Action Network was here, and Sarah went over the scorecards and how they work for proposals, and she provided us with a handout. Then we had the Q&A from the audience.
Awesome, thank you. So I guess that leads us into unfinished business, old unfinished business. Anybody? Oh, yes, we have to. Would you like to do that?
I make a motion to adopt the minutes from last meeting.
Second.
Yes. Thank you for keeping me on track. Okay, can we move on? Okay. So, unfinished and old business. Hi.
Hey, I got a text from Peg.
Okay. Are you going to read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
If you can hear me.
Yeah.
Need a microphone.
Dawn, I wanted to let you know I am resigning from the committee. I am away from our house in Bellaterre at the moment, and I am unable to send a letter. Please let the committee know I will send a letter as soon as I'm able.
Well, we thank her for that, and we all know that we really appreciate her. And when she's here, she is going to be a wealth of information. And it does now open us up for another member that will be here to help us vote. So this is a bittersweet thing, so. It was suggested last week, I gotta kind of go back, that I kind of remind everybody that this is being recorded. I think we all know that, but I think it was probably a good suggestion. So just reminding everybody that it's being recorded. Anything else that we need to discuss? Yeah.
On the old business, you were supposed to bring it to the council last night about us moving the time to 7.
And I failed. It was my very first time. It's my only excuse. I did have a few things lined up, and I don't think that they're going to have a problem with that. So I can do it again. They are wanting to hear what's going on. I felt a little nervous because it was my first time getting up in front of a room like that. They're looking for us to make some recommendations and they asked about that several times. They wanted to know if we were going to, run right up to June and close and then make recommendations, or if we were going to make recommendations before June. I kind of said we wanted to make them as soon as possible, that we had, been delayed on getting information that the accountant had wanted, and that we were working towards doing what we could do. But I did fail on that part about the 7 o'clock.
You forgot to bring it up, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I also think, didn't you have to have it in by last Wednesday?
I wasn't even on the agenda,
Okay.
and they told me when I could get on the agenda. There's a certain day, and I did not get onto that agenda, but they did tell me that I can be on a regular
Every meeting?
yes.
'Cause I think it needs to be a resolution, and so that needs to be put onto the agenda.
Okay.
I think it was supposed to do last Wednesday, so I think it was too late by the time we were done with our meeting to get it onto the agenda.
Okay.
So for next one, we can make it a resolution.
I'm saved. Yeah, because I actually, to tell you the truth, to be completely honest, that did slip my mind. So
And how soon do we want to do that?
Soon
Next
as-
meeting?
as soon as possible.
No,
Yeah.
7 to,
So it'd be kind of like starting from March. Once they get to their next
Because-
meeting
Yeah.
and okay it, and then we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be good, and then we'd have time to, get it out for a
'Cause
couple
that's
of
the
weeks.
thing,
as
that's
the
the-
time's
we need to let
changing
the-
and,
let the public know that the times are changing.
right.
So we want to try to do that for March.
Marketing,
Yeah. Let people know that the times are changing in March. Okay.
Here, I gotta do a to-do list.
Which means the doors open at 6:30.
Mhm.
So get on the agenda.
One time. 7. And that's going to be for year round, that's not just
Yeah.
summer hours or winter hours. Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody?
I know you guys, I don't know if it was, I don't know when it was, but we were talking about the marketing, and something was said about doing away with my guy that I have now.
Doing the Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Right, but he does the website, and I said, I've got to talk to him on Sunday. And he's kind of hurt, but he's just wondering how the transition's gonna go, if you guys are gonna take it over totally right now, or you want him to just keep it while you guys are transitioning to go to the website ourselves, or how you want him to handle that, if you wanted to give it up totally right now and you guys take over as of tomorrow, or how you want to work that.
What's the marketing subcommittee doing?
And that one's,
Yeah, we're supposed to vote on that tonight, actually.
so they.
If I'm taking all the
Okay.
pages.
Marketing committee bullet.
Am I getting ahead of myself?
It's finance subcommittee,
No.
we didn't have any stuff, but we got nothing.
Can I bring something up? And I don't know if this is old unfinished business or not, but I think as a committee we need to kind of pick a clear direction that we want this theater to go in. Whether it be, I think we kind of have two options or two paths that we can kind of take right now. And one would be we stay part of the municipality and we stay part of the government, and that means we have to work within the confines of those laws, which I think we are finding to be a little restricting. or we have an option of maybe going the nonprofit route. Either way, I think we need to pick an end so that we know our path. Because right now I feel like we're a little scattered and a little lost. We're just trying to make things work without a clear picture of where we're going. That's just how I'm feeling, so I was just wondering what everybody else was feeling on that.
Well, I was going to bring it to everyone that for our next meeting, I was hoping that on our own that we would do a little reading and research about what nonprofits are and how they differ. I think it would be smart to do a little reading to figure out what we're actually voting on, and then have a discussion next week about the different options that we have.
And I feel that in the situation that we're in, that switching right now out of being town funded would maybe be a little bit rushed.
Well, it's town owned, so I
Right.
mean, that's a huge difference.
Right.
You can't just say we want to go nonprofit. They own it.
Right.
So how would we go and buy it outright?
Or we can lease it or.
Right.
Right.
So like an option would be, if we wanted to go nonprofit route, is we could run as we are up until June, give the nonprofit time to set up. I don't know if that's enough time, if that's 5 months to get set up. I don't know if that would work. And then we could rent, the nonprofit could rent the building from the town until all of the changes to the building need to be made, and so that way it could be insured outside of the town.
The depot actually is a nonprofit, and it's still owned by the town, the building. But am I correct?
Yes, the town owns the depot and all of the artifacts within it, and the Historical Society rents the depot.
So I think it would be a great idea for all of us to Google, look up, ask questions to people that are aware or know about nonprofits, and educate ourselves a little bit. And I would like to go around the table next week and ask everyone what you have a vision for the theater. You know, do you envision it being bigger and larger, staying the same, being a nonprofit, staying with the town? You know, what do you see? Each individual one of us, what do we see? So we all kind of know what the other one is thinking. So I think that's worth giving some thought next week.
Some of the old news was about the policy. We was going to go and have things checked on the policies, what they were at the theater.
Well, I perhaps didn't put it in quite the right spot, but I have got it actually under new business. And I'm sorry for this layout because it was not the way it came across, very inappropriately. So I was in hopes of discussing it, yes.
I see that. George?
The finance committee did not meet at all, so we don't have anything to report there. Jerry, you had mentioned about the marketing.
Yeah, we were supposed to vote on that tonight if I was taking over the Facebook page, Instagram, and
5 minutes.
Twitter. Yeah, there we go. My code. And if I was doing the funding or fundraising and what's the other one? Oh, media. I'm having a brain cramp here.
You
So-
want me to go over the minutes
Yeah.
from the meeting? Okay, we met on the 28th, and it was myself, Jerry Lynn, and Donna. And so we established what the role of the subcommittee would be, and we are a subcommittee of the Pittsfield Community Theater Committee comprised of 3 theater committee members and up to 3 community advisors. It is our purpose to promote and market the theater and its events on social media, paper, press, radio, and television. And then Jerry Lynn spoke. She has experience running a Facebook page titled Bring Back Downey Stickering, and she has many followers on this page that she can connect with for marketing purposes. She has contacts with the radio station WKIT 100.3, and she also has contacts at the television channels 5 and 7, and she also has some experience with fundraising. And then Donna spoke that she has only one Facebook page now, the other one is gone, and she currently places ads for the theater in the Coffee News, and we're going to look into see if it's free for nonprofits, and they need the ad 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. She also puts it in the Morning Sentinel, Rolling Thunder. We're going to check to see if we can place those ads in the event section, which would be free instead of paying for it. And then we also have the theater slideshow before the movie starts and the marquee for places to run advertising. And then I was going to look in to see if a website could be made through the town. I did look into that, and not so much. Not what we want it to be. It would be, we couldn't have you can't purchase tickets on there. It would basically be a one-page thing. We couldn't have like click-throughs like it is now, just because of the format of that website. He said it probably would not look very good. It would look a little old, and that our best bet would to be do a website through another domain. So no to the one through the town. Then we also discussed that marketing events should come from us first, and then we can put it out to the social media to share. And then we also discussed setting up an Instagram and Twitter account, and Jerry Lynn volunteered to head the Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as she has experience running these things. And we discussed using a few hashtags for the consistency. And we were going to vote tonight, or we were hoping to vote at this meeting to allow her to do that, set those things up and kind of take those over. And then Donna was going to look into insurance for events and how much is in the fundraising account, which she did, and she gave us that paperwork for the fundraising account. And we follow up with the website. So that's what we were talking about. If we wanted to vote to have an Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook that Sherilyn volunteered to run for us.
And that would be you taking over the current Facebook page and then
Yes.
adding it, not
revamp.
starting
We have
over
a
or whatever.
lot of,
Yeah.
we have a lot of people already on there, so we need to just revamp it and add new.
Do we wanna
Make a motion?
I make a motion for Jerry Lynn to take over the social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Second.
Do I vote or? I'll take it.
I still haven't figured out whether I'm allowed to vote, but I guess I can if you.
Why don't you think you're allowed to?
Well, somebody brought it to my attention, and they did look into it a little bit.
Why, the mayor votes?
Yeah, I saw
Why
it
would you
last
not?
night.
Just because you're head of the committee doesn't mean you don't vote.
There are different types, but okay. So, in favor of Jerry Lynn taking over the media? Raise your hand. Now I guess it's all yours. Thank you, Jerry Lynn.
You're welcome.
Very much, thank you. So you're doing Facebook, Twitter?
And Instagram,
Okay.
even though I can't remember that other one that was there.
All right. Very good. Just because I didn't really hear, when did you folks meet?
The 28th was a Monday.
Yeah.
Good, awesome.
We met here. I guess we have to meet here to be televised.
I have another question. With last week's meeting, everybody had assignment to go and watch that little movie here from the Perkins. So then we was gonna check and see what we're gonna decide on that for this meeting. And I don't see it on here on the agenda, so it's like, are we?
I didn't,
I
now,
asked
is there
several
a way?
times, what did you guys want on the agenda, because the meeting got a little
Hmm.
hairy there at the end, and yeah.
We all have to get together at the theater to view it, there's no way for us to watch it at home, right? The full
Watch it on YouTube.
movie. Oh, you can
I
watch
The
watched
short
it.
movie you can watch on YouTube.
Right.
Yep.
If
The
you
long-
have time and want to go to the library, Sleep Eaters, the full length is at the
DVD.
library.
I've watched the little one, but I haven't watched the big one.
What you think?
I watched the little one.
Lovely. I'm all for independent film. I've been looking at some different things.
All right, any more old business that we should bring up?
About the show on, well, I wanted to have it on the 23rd, the comedy show.
Yeah.
Where we've been waiting on a vote, I moved it to March 2nd. The sooner the better to get money into the theater. They're all donating their time. It'd be Mary Witchenbach. I can't even think. Nate Bradford, and he's got like 7 or 8 other people under him. They're all donating their time to come out here to put a comedy show on for Saturday, March 2nd. This is all to go for the theater, to benefit the theater.
Is it adult comedy?
Yes.
Okay. So it would be another adult thing.
Mary Witchenbach, the Moose Tur lady, you must have seen her on TV, Channel 5 and stuff. She does a stand-up comedy act, and she'll be bringing her Moose Tur
Humor.
humor, yeah. But she did sign a contract with
TNT.
TNT, and they might be following her around, and this would be good for the theater, you know,
Yeah.
to put
I
it
think
out
people
there
would like
that-
her.
Yeah,
The turn
a lot of
she's-
people like her.
Turdy works.
Yeah, Terry works. I'm actually friends with her on Facebook, and she's a hoot.
Yeah.
So we have ample time, you guys feel, are we gonna sell tickets, are we gonna do?
They're gonna do it right at the door.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna be going, as soon as I get the okay, let me see, where am I right now? I was thinking about going February 9th to the media
Mhm.
to get it out there that we are in need, and come down and support the theater, that we'll have the lineup already and on paper, so I'll know what I'm talking about then before I go there.
So what's the cost of this?
I would just do the normal $5 to get in, like they would for the movie tickets. Or we could bump it up a little.
I was thinking that.
Well, I think that's great. I guess, are they doing this for,
To help us.
Free.
the
Yeah.
Dirty Works lady is doing it for
Yeah.
free? Wow, that's very generous.
She helps out in events and stuff like that.
Wow, that's awesome, thank you, Jill.
Maybe we could do like $10 instead of 5, or have a senior price, $5 or something, get some older people coming.
I had thought $10 in my head would be better than
Yeah.
the $5 movie price. You're seeing someone live on stage,
Right.
it's a different atmosphere, it's a different thing.
Yep.
So why cut yourself short
Right.
when you could,
But I
Right.
think
Double
more
your
than
money.
that, we might be.
if you
kind
go
of-
any
Yeah.
higher, people are gonna complain
Yeah.
about the price.
$10 is,
$10
Can we
will
go
take you right about.
$7 for
Yeah, I
the
was
seniors?
I was thinking 7 for like seniors and stuff.
So how would we go about an age cutoff?
what is it now for seniors?
62.
No, I'm sorry,
Oh.
I'm kinda,
For audience members.
yeah, for
checking movies.
For adult audience, age
The
member.
same as if it was a
Pretend
rated
it's a
R.
rated R movie,
Okay.
just go by the same guidelines.
Yeah.
If they're
Put
with
it-
an adult, they can come in, but if not,
We could
18
put it on
or
the marquee too, adult comedy night with,
18 plus.
yeah, or something, that's a good idea, just 18 plus.
17 can go in to see an R-rated movie.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
17
definitely
plus
put
would
the
be
18
okay,
plus
yeah,
out there.
Yep,
something.
I just want.
Yeah, but I think something, we should put at least 17 or 18 or,
Yeah, so we
Or-
don't have kids
or
coming
put
in.
rated R or whatever. I would
'Cause,
think 17 plus would be
you know,
better than rated
some
R.
comedians drop the F-bomb and.
Right,
A lot too.
right.
And you'll see the little
Inappropriate
turds.
We are gonna be talking poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. And she will put the S word out there.
Well, that's great. That's great.
I have a question about what time are you thinking for this?
I guess we're trying to move it up to 7, the theater,
Mhm.
so they can be here at 7, and they're talking about a 2-hour show.
For the tickets, are they printing tickets? Are we printing tickets?
No, the theater will be just selling the tickets right at the door.
So the ones that we use for the movies, right now it's not gonna be
A special
special
ticket,
ticket or
no.
anything like that? Okay.
Because then that would cost us money to get said special tickets. We're trying to bring money in, so I figured that they already have tickets, why not sell them for, $10 a piece?
Right, especially if we're not gonna be selling them ahead.
Right, well,
Right.
it would probably be better if we could sell them ahead. So if we could maybe find a sponsor to like, just make a small ticket and we could put them at the theater now or put them upstairs at the, and sell them.
Buy tickets,
Buy
go buy
ahead
tickets
and
at
then-
Shop and Save.
Yeah.
They a lot of times will sell things at the,
So that way
so
we
we
know
need a sponsor
we're
for,
gonna have people.
it would take about 250 tickets. I wish I knew how much I paid. I bought a bunch of printed tickets last year. It's not very much, and it was like under, I want to say it was like $30. And they were a card stock
Yeah.
ticket. If we pick out the information, maybe you and I can get together on the side and I can get somebody to print us the
Come
tickets.
to the marketing
Yeah.
subcommittee and that's where we do this.
When is it?
We don't have that yet.
We've been on vacation.
Shane is good with Bull Moose, and that might be someone to look at for sponsoring the tickets.
They have 3 locations in Maine alone. There's someone that supports local music and local entertainment.
Yeah.
I know personally they have sold our movies at Bull Moose, and they're very supportive to the cause, as I said.
No, we'd probably just use their, the Facebook page with their logo on it.
Did you have something you were wanting to say?
Right now, all I do when we have a live event is just buy the roll of tickets elsewhere. Like we do like the 50/50 or something like that. That's all I do. Instead of our movie tickets.
So you would have to buy tickets either way. Okay. So it would be better for us to get a ticket printed by somebody. Okay.
At this point anyway.
Is there, can I ask another question? Do we have like a contract with this comedian group saying that they're gonna be doing all of this for free?
It, right on my messages.
Okay, but is there like a legal document saying that they're gonna do this so we don't do all this work and then
Because they'll have,
and we'll have to sign some stuff too? won't we?
right, if they're gonna, they'll still have to do, like the contract I gave you.
The rental.
Yeah, great, Amanda.
So,
What about insurance?
the insurance, I'm still gonna ask Catherine about it because it slips my mind and hers. I will definitely check on that for tomorrow. Definitely, because then I think of it when it's gone.
I think,
This wouldn't be
If
rent.
I think if it's a fundraiser for us, it's covered.
Well, I think so, but I gave them different scenarios, so I'm waiting back to hear back from them. The other thing is, and if it's not, is that we can always get a sponsor for them and use their insurance to cover them.
It was my understanding that when we host a fundraiser and it's not rented out, it is covered by the town, but when we rent it, it isn't.
Right, they have to
Okay.
supply it.
That's the way it is.
That was my understanding.
Mine too, but I'm not sure.
So they're doing our fundraiser, so they're covered. Awesome.
That's how I
So
took it.
I'm kind of wondering, will they bring their mics and?
Yeah, they're gonna bring a mic.
They usually come prepared that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've already asked, because I wanted to find out if there was sound system down there, and there is none, so that they're bringing their own microphone and speaker.
You know, down the road, a year from now, whenever, maybe that's something we could fundraise for, but right now, I guess that's on the back burner. Thank you, Jerry.
Do we need a vote on it saying it's okay to do this
Yeah.
before she goes ahead with everything?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, so I can get working on this.
So I make a motion that we vote on this adult comedy night on February 9th.
No,
March 2nd.
March 2nd.
Sorry.
That's so amazing.
She said she wanted to start on February 9th.
Yeah,
I'm so
so-
sorry. I'm rushing you, Jerry.
We're all together quick, Jerry.
Hurry up.
All right, so,
I'll second that.
all right, now that I've got the night straight.
I know what you're talking about. like with the way you
All
do that.
in favor?
You can do that.
All in favor? Raise your hand. All right, we're all in favor. Good job.
Get what you're saying.
So, where we're doing this, then I'll just put in for the rental agreement that we're putting it on and we're responsible for everything. So-
Yes. Yes. And Jerry Lynn, do you want to check with Bull Moose and then let me know? And if not, I'll get us a sponsor to print some tickets or?
Yeah, it's 250 tickets.
Yeah, they usually come in batches of like 100 or 250 or, you know what I mean? So I think 250, we only got.
I found out that it's a lot, you get more yes when you call instead of just showing up, which is odd to me, because, you know, usually people would wanna, when you're fundraising, I've gotten more yeses over the phone than I would in person.
In person.
How about you, Amber? How is it with your, is it the same?
Fundraising?
Yeah, is it?
I hit them all every way I can.
I
I
Get 'em
call
coming
ahead,
and
I
going.
show up in person, I usually do both at some point.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've never heard of it.
It depends on what I'm selling. Like the cash calendar thing that I did with the PTO, getting the donations for that. Some businesses I called ahead. First I made a ride around and everything that was open I stopped at. And if the people weren't there, I made a note to call later. I wrote down other businesses I drove by that weren't open and I called those ones or checked to see when they were being open and went back. I do both.
Because you're good at that.
Okay. Can we move on? So we don't need to discuss PEG because we already have, right? So I guess that brings us to new business.
I feel like we're more of a bundle of old and complete business than new business. Do you have anything new?
No, I think that's great what Jerry's done. I'm really tickled. I should have probably had you up at the very beginning, but we would like to welcome you here.
Thank you.
And obviously, we can see that you're going to be a great asset, Jerry.
Thanks.
Thanks for volunteering. Thank you. All right, so I have a little something that I wrote out. I went up to, on the 27th of January, and I met with Patrick Myers, the executive director of the Center Theater. They are a nonprofit. And we talked for about an hour and a half, and he was very helpful and very informative and very motivating. The Center Theater was built about 1940, and over the years had a heyday and then fallen on very hard times, which resulted in it closing around 1974. And it closed altogether. But they had boarded up the front, and they were renting out the storefront. So that meant the whole theater was just kind of ghost. Well, some things were happening up there that old historic buildings are starting to get torn down, and some of the townspeople didn't like it, so some people got together and formed in 2006 a non-profit and went to work on fundraising. It took them a while, but they reopened. And their demographic is a lot like our demographic. Dover Foxcroft has 4,047 people that live in it in 2017, and their income, average income, is about 35,000, just about there. And our town is 44, and their average age is 47, and ours is 36. So it's about the same. They run on a $250,000 budget, and with about $50,000 alone in movies. So they are more than a movie theater. They have live productions, they have comedy nights, they have a lot of stuff going on. They are a performing arts center. And $50,000 alone in concessions. So they're a true performing arts center. At this point, we're not, but they're sustainable. They keep themselves afloat.
Yeah, I think with more like comedy and like helping main producers put out, movies and stuff like that. I think we could start seeing.
They have 2 full-time employees and that run the theater, and 1 part-time employee at $11 an hour, and then the rest are volunteers. They have an older gentleman that works for them. Has been there for I think he said about 6 years. That is employed through AmeriCorps, which is like a retraining program for older folks. So that works really well for them, and that's something that a nonprofit can do. It's a benefit of having a nonprofit.
So you have to be a nonprofit to get into AmeriCorps?
Yeah, I believe so. I could be wrong, but these are some of the benefits. Patrick books the movies, and he told me that he works an hour a week. That's with working the website. And he books 6 months out. Every 3 months, he will put out the big money for a first week film. Is that the proper way to say it? A brand new film. He says it's worth the money. It keeps people interested. Yes, he has to have it for 2 weeks, but he says it's worth it. I thought that was kind of interesting.
He does that a couple times a year.
Yeah, about every 3 months. He tried to get The Grinch. He said it was really hard. They didn't. He said, he tries. That particular one he wasn't able to get for the 2 weeks, so he went for his second option. He finally got The Grinch, but it was for the 1 week, a couple of 3 weeks after it had come out. So he said, like Donna has said, that the movie industry controls itself. They tell you when you get the movies. So Donna, she's correct about that. They pretty much control it, especially the Disney ones. Yeah.
And Disney is buying out, I think, Lionsgate.
Who?
Lionsgate.
Lionsgate.
It's also going to be owned by Disney.
So they actually use, and I took pictures of it, they use, and again, they can do it because they're nonprofit and they're not hung up on being a municipality. They use a square on a easel. It's a computer, and they swipe the debit card, and it's his cash register as well. It's very simple. You poke a button. His concession stand is very simple. They have 2 size popcorns. That's it. A small and a medium, or maybe it goes to a small and a large, but it's 2 sizes. They have 200 memberships, and let's see. And their website was really informative as far as their different memberships. They have several different tiers of memberships, and the website is very nice, very informative. They do use the Vendini software that I was talking about the other day, and he is very, very pleased with that. It has multi-function, it does reports, it will do events, he said. I'm not quite sure what that means, but
The events would be like probably what we're going to be doing, like the comedy show and stuff like that. I think that's what he's talking about for the events.
Okay. It will track your ticket sales. It does a lot.
And that's what you use for online ticket sales too? Is that
Yeah.
the program that does the
Yeah.
online?
And I kind of just want to put out there again that these guys have invented the wheel. So and they do have to pay a percentage of the ticket sales to Vendini. I mean, that's how it gets paid. But I was on their website, and this is just for the future, if we ever get to this point that we want to look at it. They have people that will come and do demonstrations, and we also can order demos. So he also gave me information, Maine Community Foundation grants, and again, that's for nonprofits. So their grant memberships, donations, fundraisers is a fourth of their income, so it's about $62,500 in income. You know, that's how they support themselves, a lot of it. He feels the variety show is a good idea. They have a membership party once a year. Also, their members, you know, they give like a couple of free movies every year. It's all broke down. It's really nice. They also use Screen Dollars. Donna may know about this. It's actually advertisements that you put on the screen. It might be Chevy trucks. It's like when you go down to the big theaters and they have their commercial advertisements. And they actually send you money for advertising their product, and it's called Screen Dollars. He said, you're not going to get rich, but it's money coming in your way.
Do you currently use that?
No,
No.
because I haven't brought it up for a while because my other committee members were not interested.
So,
But you're interested.
Yeah,
so
because
they
we
run
could've done that years
national
ago.
type ads. So that's what that is, national type ads, and I put Chevy, etc. down.
Right.
Patrick does feel a theater our size could definitely run on a smaller staff. You know, and this is his opinions. He suggests that we up all the prices of the tickets immediately, and the candy, at least everything $1. And he thinks we're like way too low. We're giving away the farm. He thinks the box candy, all the candy, everything should be at least $1. The bottled stuff should be up $1. You know, like
The waters and.
yes.
How much are they usually? Is that $2?
Yes.
$2.
So, and he thinks at least $1 on all of our
I was going over,
tickets.
kind of going to the concession, I can wait. I'll write my note down, Ian, and I'll bring it up to later so you can go. I'm just gonna write down concession.
Well, that's really it.
Oh,
Got all the
okay.
way to the end.
Very good.
Now, I noticed some things about concessions when I was in there volunteering too. I think it could be set up and make it a lot easier for you guys. I feel like the butter being off in the corner. It's not near the popcorn. You know, you gotta walk from the popcorn machine to the butter, back to the thing. I don't get why it's not, you know,
Because it's not
closer and.
There's no room. There's not a lot of room, and it's been that way, and it works easy. It's convenient.
Because it used to be over like by the window, so when you would.
Yeah, it would make a mess. So I put it over there because I thought it was too much when you're trying to, too busy. So it's easier there. I feel it's more a flow.
Yeah.
Well, because you can figure it's bags, some popcorn, you've got to have the product to make the popcorn. So it's like, where is the room? There's just
It used
no
to be
more
right
room.
by the window.
Yeah, but
You
we
know,
have
so
the
when you were
cash-
going to hand it out.
Right, because we have the cash register. I
We
just
could
think
always
it's-
put it, there's that little empty space where the cooler is set for all the drinks, and then there's that corner.
Right, like
There's
right
nothing
there by
there.
where you
If
hand
we
out
had
the
a-
stuff.
If we had a stand that could fit
Where-
in that area.
Where
Well,
I-
we'll look at it on Monday when
Well, I'm
I'm
looking at, you know,
volunteering.
Right where the door opens.
You're waiting to say something.
I am.
Right there's that, and there's an
Summer,
empty space,
well,
that
supposed
corner.
to be
It's not gonna-
There's not- And a little stand could fit there, and then put the butter machine on top of it, so you're squirting it before you pass it.
We'll look at it Monday.
But that's only for
I
Mondays.
still don't know where you're at.
Like where the
Well, the
door
half
opens
door.
when you're going in.
With a hat.
You're gonna put it over where the
Cooler
the
is.
alarm is? Is that what
That's
you're
right, yeah.
You cannot block that.
Block that.
So
Okay.
I've got
Yeah.
the cords there for the mic and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't. That's
Okay.
a fire system. No.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something? Dave?
Yes, I just wanted to know, I don't know if I heard, but where you were at the whole fundraising and signing the contract and stuff. Because the only reason I asked is because in this contract, it says that failure by the renter to adhere to this provision, will subject renter to forfeiture of damaged deposit. So like initially, if they do this fundraiser, you know, and if they don't sign a contract and all the people that are there that are coming to view this, you know, if something happens in the theater, then you guys are then going to be liable to fix that stuff.
Because it's our event.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not theirs. We're not renting it out to them.
Okay.
I think is the difference.
Okay.
So if they damage it, you're liable?
Yeah.
The
that's
town
what I-
insurance would cover if we don't rent it out because it's our own thing. Whereas if we rent it out on here, they have to have their own insurance policy. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
At least as far as we know so far, which doesn't mean a whole lot.
Because like this also states, you know, that they be responsible for cleanup and all that stuff. Maybe there needs to be a separate kind of policy for a fundraiser event versus a rental event.
For when we're not
Right.
renting it out.
Because that way then it's clear on who is going to be, you know.
Well, we are working on our policies, and I
Right.
think that's a good point.
Yeah. But I do think
I
this-
also just wanted to be aware as well, you know,
Yeah.
what I mean, so I, just for my purposes.
I do think where this would technically be our event, not us renting it.
Right, because
to them.
that's why I was just wondering how that would go, if it would be the same kind of policy or not.
Maybe we should have one that is just a theater use agreement or performers agreement or something
Right.
like that. Where even if we're bringing people in on our own, we have a little bit, not so much, the damage and everything, but for them to put what they're doing, when they're coming, what they're gonna need. We're still gonna need to know what they need for staff, whether we're renting it or not, and things like that, if they need
Right.
special equipment, stuff like that. Maybe make one for
That's
non-rental.
I just think it might be helpful to be clear when you have even just a fundraising event as well.
Yeah, fundraising agreement.
I have one more question about this while we're on it. Do we know if there's a deductible for the insurance? So if they do a damage, is it like they do $2,000 of the damage, but you guys are responsible for $1,000 of that? Or is it no deductible?
We are having a hard time finding what about insurance? Among other things.
So I would say that's important when you're factoring in the policy too.
I mean, you guys do have some.
come in. The biggest no deductible, that would be great, right?
Wow. What are the chances of that?
It could be a $5,000
Right.
deductible and
Yeah, because they wouldn't have to pay to.
She brought up good points on, and I was thinking about with the event that we're going to have, we've already stated that it's going to be our event fundraising. So I'm looking at it as an employee that works there usually Saturday nights, we're not doing the movie. So then, who's in charge of cleanup and everything? Is it like the paid employee still stays on and does that? Or is it the group as
It would be just like a
volunteers
movie.
coming in and cleaning up?
Well, I think we would try to get volunteer, but there would have to be a paid employee, and then we could get volunteer, like we do on Monday. Get a
I'm
volunteer
just
who can
thinking
make up the rest of
Full
the
house,
staff.
whoa.
No, I'm usually there for that.
Right, that's why I was wondering, it's like, is it okay, are we still gonna consider it as like a movie night? So the paid employees would still be there, working it, somebody's gonna sell tickets, concession. We
Right,
run it as we would like the movie,
right.
okay.
And then maybe have a volunteer instead of one. Because normally you would have two people, right? Donna and one.
Right. So
Donna
I'm
and one other.
looking at-
On Saturday, I usually have 2 people on, but for a live event, I have myself and I am there, but usually I have, when we did a fundraiser, and that's another thing I want to get back to, is a fundraiser or is this an event for the theater, because it's going to be 2 different things.
Okay.
Okay.
So you want to know if it's a fundraiser or is it a revenue raiser?
Right.
Right,
Are we raising revenue?
We
Which I
bring it in
think
the
is what
revenue.
Jerry wants to be doing,
Right.
isn't it?
Right.
Jerry?
bringing in
Right.
money.
Not going for capital improvement,
Okay.
going towards the
Okay.
operating
Right,
budget.
right,
Okay.
yeah, right,
needs to be
operating
specified.
Right,
Okay.
like
It's
a
separate
regular
things.
movie event, not into the
when-
separate account, into what we're drawing.
Yeah, we need money now to keep open, so I don't want this put,
Right.
this
For
is
the
gonna
roof.
go for the roof.
Right.
No, we need to
Okay,
stay open.
so with this being a event, I am usually there, and so if they have questions on anything, plus for, for fire or anything like that, I am there for that.
Right.
I'm responsible for the building. So, I have one of the committee members come in and sell tickets. I have a volunteer, hopefully, or I get one of my employees, but I'm hoping to have a volunteer to do the lighting, and I can show them how it works. It's not that rocket science to figure
I
that
think we
out.
have a couple of volunteers.
You might be able to, yeah, there you go.
So, because when we've had them before, I've had other people volunteer to do lighting, and it works out well, so I didn't have to pay another employee. And then I have all of the volunteers to come in and help.
Okay. Sounds good.
So then I'm there.
And I'll be able to help come clean up. I'm at work when it starts, but I'm out by the time it's over.
Uh,
You know, I mean,
Well,
I'll be able
yeah,
to
you have to
volunteer
come
and
meet
come help.
Mary.
What?
You have to come meet Mary.
Right? Right. We close at 7. I'll be there soon enough. But
So, yeah. So it won't, I guess it's just me actually that you'd be paying for.
And either way, we'd have somebody there because it would have been a movie and you would have had 2 employees. So, I mean, that's probably about even.
The other thing is, I don't think we need, and I've never got into this, but I know some people have said about having extra police officers on site. I don't think we really need to do that either. I've never had an issue.
Having a police officer.
Yeah, I've had that brought up before, but I don't even get into that.
We need the police.
Why?
Exactly. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's what I,
That's what I say. So,
why are they gonna be there? This is.
no. It's just because there's a function,
Yeah.
it's just extra people and,
Security.
right, kind of. But we don't need
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
That's
we
what I
need
say
police
too,
officers
but I
at the
said-
theater for comedy
but-
night, but.
to. No, but people
Yeah.
have brought it up and.
I mean, we might
Is this
get
a
one in the
sitcom?
audience.
Turn
You
off.
know?
You might not have to let the police know you're doing it.
Right.
You're gonna see people from out of town.
Right, and that's it.
I'll be trying to
Right.
sell them tickets.
Right.
They'll all know as soon as I get tickets.
There's no turds gonna be thrown.
I don't know about that.
So if that, are we okay with all of that from March 3rd?
Second.
Sorry, I got that down too.
Nobody wants to
I-
do it on
the
the second.
concession, I'm gonna bring up this too. I know, and I like having the dollar candy for little ones for their combos or whatever. And I was thinking about doing away with the $1.50 candy and just going with my $2 and $3 candies, which is, and I don't know how you guys would feel about that. if
Yep.
we-
Sounds good. They've got Mike and Ike for 25 cents, don't they?
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought about doing away with the Skittles, the sour, the wild berry, whatever.
Or just making them $2.
No, that's a point too.
Yeah.
All of that $1.50 candy,
To go with the others and just,
make them all $2. The $3 candy bags are big too. Those are
Yeah,
maybe
those
even
should
$4
actually go
candies.
$4. Everything you
Four.
have should go up
okay, and when do you guys want to take that into effect?
tomorrow.
That's the thing, we come up with all these ideas, but we don't follow
Do
through
we
with any.
need to, now this is the
I
question,
think that
pricing
needs-
changes.
That needs
That's
to go
up to
through
you
the
guys.
council.
But
That's-
pricing changes, do they need to go through the
I
council?
think it does.
You guys set it and you let them know that they've gone out.
Okay,
Okay.
do you want to do it right now?
Yes.
Okay. So the candy, all that little stuff on the counter that's not even $1, out of there.
Well, no, that's what she's just saying, those 3 little buckets, that's what the little kids love for their combos when they come in on dollar night. The airheads go like crazy, the ring pops.
But do you think we didn't have those? They just buy a $2 candy? Some
But there
Skittles?
again, like you said, you're looking at these young kids, they always, we just can't keep up with them airheads.
But do
And
you
we offer the
feel as
fruit
though,
snacks for something else that's a healthy one.
but do you feel as though if there weren't any airheads, people might buy some Mike and Ike's or Dots or something comparable for $2? Instead of-
Then that'll eliminate the kids combo.
Well, that's what we're saying, is
Right,
going
right,
down to
right.
less sizes and,
Is this something that we want to discuss all tonight or do you want to?
And was you going
You
up
can get it
on
done.
prices for the tickets to get in, or? Cause this should probably all be done all at once instead of,
Should we put it on next agenda?
I don't know, unless you feel that we can do it this evening. And when do you want it to take it into effect?
If
Well,
we're gonna change the
okay.
movie dates until March, why don't we just make everything effective?
effective the
March?
first of
That's what I
March.
was gonna say, do we want to do that?
That would be a good idea, effective. That way we have time to sell off some of that stuff we're getting rid of.
due to the, obviously, the increase of, minimum wage and stuff, we have to raise ticket prices and combos or whatever.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, but I don't think we need to even have an excuse. I just think
Right.
that we're underfunding the place.
Yeah, we
anyways.
are, like $1 a night and then the $3. I do love that because it does bring a lot of families in
I
that
think
can't
we should
afford
have
that.
this stuff on next agenda, because I think we do need to address Dollar Night and have a discussion about Dollar Night. And I think that,
If you was gonna keep $1 a night, what I would suggest, if you show an older show, you don't bring in the one, like the Bumblebee. Cause they had a chance to watch it on the $5 night, then the $3 afternoon. And you should play something different, like older, for the $1 night. Instead of letting them watch what other people paid $5 to get in to see on Friday night.
You're still you're still paying that fee. It doesn't matter how many times you show it though, Geraldine. You're still paying that $250 to $300.
So if we brought in a different movie, it would
You're
cost a
gonna-
different fee.
Oh, well, I'm talking about a free movie.
Yeah.
That she would search to get a free movie to put on.
The
in
public
that building.
domain is what you're saying. And I
for
don't,
Dollar Night.
I
Yeah.
don't know if that.
That might be good for something special.
Well, I think we should
But-
put it on the agenda. I think we should consider Dollar Night is obsolete. You can't buy a candy bar for $1 anymore. So
Right.
maybe we need to go to $2 night. I mean, I think we should think about it and
with-
consider.
And with the tickets, I did, when I was talking to Andy, we get to determine what our ticket prices are, and we have to let the film companies know that we have changed our pricing. So I have to do that.
So the sooner we decide that, the better that will be for you.
I can let
And-
them know.
And is it okay, like you'd be able to let them know and hear feedback and everything by the 1st of March? Is the 1st of March,
The
would that be a
feedback for
good
what?
time for the price to change for you?
What feedback?
Well, if you have to let them know.
It's whatever we decide. We
Okay.
just tell them there's no feedback. We
Okay.
just, they can't tell us what our prices are.
Right.
Okay.
The other thing is too, Amber, you were asking about half price night, and that is correct. We can do a half price night if we want to, but I have to let them know again.
What the
Ahead
change
of time.
is.
Right.
I
So
mean,
we
maybe-
can't just decide, oh, it's a blizzard today, let's run our matinee half price at 2 o'clock. You can't just do that.
Once we have that in place, then yes. Okay.
Okay.
Now, who,
But with $1, that stays, or if we go up to $2, whatever we decide, what day that is, that's the only day that can be. But
Okay.
everything else, like if you want to have a half price day on Tuesday, then it's fine. If you want to do it on Wednesday, it's fine. But when you have a certain set for what day is $1 or $2 day, that's when that is.
Okay. So if we had, Mondays are $2, every other day is $7, seniors are $5, but half price events at the theaters,
It can't be random.
or
It's
whatever.
gonna have to be a set day. Like Wednesday afternoon's gonna have to be half price.
Let me check with Andy to double check with that. Okay.
I just wondered, like when it's bad weather or something, if people are looking for something to do, can we just be on there and be like, matinee price this afternoon at such and such a time, or.
now who
I
would,
think once we have that price at that half price, let's say we went up to $6, okay? Your half price is gonna be $3. Then you can say that, because that's already there, that $3 is already there. So you can say, okay, it's half price day. Then that's there, you know what I'm saying?
It's already a ticket price of what you're
Right,
saying?
exactly.
Okay. So we'll want to set our prices as such that if we're gonna want to run a promotion, one of our ticket prices is the price we'll want to run a promotion at.
Right.
So like, if Monday is $250 day and we run a promotion on a Thursday and do $250 admission, that's okay, because we already
We
have
have
a
that.
$250 ticket.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
I get what you're saying now. Um,
I said sometimes I don't make myself clear.
and we'll just have, so for admission, we just wanna have a regular admission, a senior admission, and then like a Monday
And
or
then-
promotional night.
Was there was discussion at one point of possibly closing some nights and only being open
The
certain.
subcommittee, financial subcommittee, has been trying to pull that information together, but because we had no complete information, she hasn't done that yet. She has gotten a lot more information. We're supposed to meet, so hopefully she'll have something that we'll be able
A
to.
suggestion, whether it's really gonna save money or not.
Well, the thing is, they went down some days, and then the days they were open had a couple, like you said, half off night or whatever. That would help.
Donna,
Yes,
salary or are you hourly?
hourly.
Yeah.
As an employee worker there, I did take it upon myself going on all of our budget things that we've had since I've been there, since April. You know, coming up with what days are busy and what days are not, and stuff. And from a person being there,
Yeah.
you guys haven't said as a group as, what is our cutoff? Right now, we show movies for no matter how many come. One come, we show the movie.
Right.
It doesn't seem profit-wise
No.
to have,
But the only thing is with that, though, Maria, even if one person comes in, I show for them.
right,
But if you're gonna do that, I'd rather be closed on a certain day than
Right.
turn somebody away.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
that's
well,
not
that's
You don't
what
want
I'm
people
saying,
showing
so
up
it's
and not
like,
showing
right.
them.
yeah,
Because
because
that's
it
not
just,
looking, that doesn't look good for us, I don't think.
Right.
I mean,
turning
and
people
even when they
away.
come in, they're like, we can't believe you're gonna be open just for us, or 2 people. So it's like, is it worth it to be open for just 2, or do we start setting it as, we have to have at least 10 people to show a movie and have people wait around until?
There
I think
again,
that
that's
that
what
will-
I'm saying.
Right,
You're turning people away, I don't want to turn, because
Right.
it doesn't.
You are
look
turning
good.
people away that could have come in from St. Albans, from Wayne.
right.
Right.
So there again, if we was to say, okay, let's close for Tuesday and Wednesday, people definitely know. Then we're pushing them towards other days to come in. Instead of
them,
now, they're
yeah.
spreading themselves out, oh, we can go anytime.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think that now that we have more complete information on the finance subcommittee, it's gonna really help break down those days for us and decide if there's one to get done. Because I know every day we brought up, there was a reason not to. Like Wednesday was the matinee day, or then we got looking at Tuesday, and Tuesday was like the next biggest day to Monday on a lot of them. I was really surprised. And Friday would have like 3 or 5 people, but are we really going to close on a Friday night? The movie theater? You know what I mean? So I feel like we're going to have a more complete picture soon. I hope. But the candy prices and stuff, that's something we can just do.
And then change them on the 1st. when
And
we
then
do-
change them for March, or whatever, or like the first Friday, whatever day
Right.
the new movie comes, we could have the new pricing, the new ticket price, the new, you know, I don't know. Because right now there's 5 sizes.
Well, I thought we were gonna have this,
Small,
am I
medium.
incorrect in saying that I thought we were gonna talk about this next week? Yeah, let's talk about this next time, please, so we
I
can
won't
move
be
on.
here, but hey,
I'm sorry,
that's kind of why I wanted to do it.
but you're going to have fun. And I just kind of wanted to say, Patty, thank you so much for taking the time to kind of take it upon yourself to look into some of these policies around the state. It's very appreciated, and I'm glad you took that bull by the horns. Keep up that good
it's a
work.
starting point anyway.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
something to look at and give us something to go by.
I absolutely agree. And I'm kind of wondering if we need to have a little policy committee.
I thought that was one that we were gonna have, marketing, policy, and finance.
I didn't realize there was a policy committee. Am I
Well, I
incorrect?
thought we were talking about having one. I didn't think that we had one.
So, Anybody else
You
want
wanted
to
to
join
do here.
Patty's efforts?
I feel like I shouldn't be joining anything right now, but maybe soon. Or should we just work on them here?
Well, I'll definitely
No.
work with you.
I guess my question is when would we all get together on these different committees? It's like we're committeeing ourselves to
Right,
death.
like we
And
all got
nothing's
things on
getting
Monday,
done.
and we got things on
It's
Wednesday,
true,
and now
but
we're
we
meeting
need
on
to work on
Friday.
this stuff.
I think we should do it
Together?
here
Yeah.
together
Okay.
instead of having 20 different committees and nothing getting done and nobody knows what the other one's doing
Right.
because we're spreading ourselves too
So
thin.
you all want to do it here as a group? Sounds great.
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about them now, or? I made notes on them.
You did?
You did?
Okay.
Yeah, I printed them out and made notes on them.
Uh-huh.
I would love to hear your notes.
So I was looking at the draft for, it says our policies at the top. And it said in case of delay or cancellation, those who already hold a ticket are eligible for a credit. Would that mean like we give them a gift card or something like that?
You do,
That'd be a good idea.
right now what I do is, and it has been this way, is do a free pass so that they can use it whenever they want to.
So they don't just get their money back.
Instead of giving their money back, you
Right.
just do a pass instead. And that usually works really well, and they can use it whenever they want. Within the
I was
year.
kind of thinking ahead, you know, with the
Yeah.
debit machine and
Right.
credit cards and stuff.
Cool. Under the ratings, do we list everything from G all the way up to R, what the descriptions are and everything on the
Yes,
website?
they're right on the screen
They're right on-
before the movie, so they see
Okay,
them.
but are they on the website? Do we need to put them on the website?
I think they're on the website also,
Okay.
yes. Yes, they are, matter of fact.
And you usually put, when you post a movie, you usually put, like if it's PG-13,
Yeah.
you'll put
Yeah.
mild
Yeah.
language or whatever like that.
Yes.
I noticed.
Yeah, and that the little sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have, so this kind of incident, we don't do cash refunds, right? No, it just is a free pass, so that would have to be changed in this policy. The refund would have to be changed too.
I think it might be different, maybe if we get that credit card system too, it might be done a different way, unless you keep it that way and keep it so that you get a pass or whatever, instead of putting it back
No
in your
cash
card.
refunds.
Right,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it should say that
Yeah, so
somewhere.
that's what I'm
No.
saying, so in this
Yeah.
line
Yeah,
here,
so we can change it in the
Change it.
refund and exchange.
change it to free pass, no cash refunds. Or just no, it should be no refunds, if we do get a credit card, you can refund our credit cards,
Right.
so just free pass.
Yeah.
There was some wording in here, like it says a nonprofit organization, I think it should be a municipal entity or something like that. Because we're technically not nonprofit, we're a municipality, which is kind of a nonprofit,
Okay.
but not a
Okay,
true
because I was just
nonprofit.
thinking when Rochelle was here, she was pretty sure that we were nonprofit.
We're
But
not,
this-
the municipality is considered kind of like a nonprofit, but it's not like a 501c3.
It's not a 501c3.
It's not.
No, we are not a 501c.
Okay, so what was
So,
that that you?
it just says nonprofit, so
Okay,
we just have to
okay,
change it to like
okay.
municipally owned entity or something like that.
Okay.
Do we even care about late arrivals right now? We just let people go in, or do we stop people?
No, they can still come in. I have people come in because they're at work or something and they're just gonna meet somebody and they let me know that they're coming late. They still have to pay the full price. They don't get it. I just
So should I just take that out of there then?
Well, I think we could say something along like late arrivals may still be seated, but full price to be paid, or something like that.
No discounts
No
for later
discount.
arrival.
Right,
No
because everybody's
prorated
like,
price
oh,
or
do I get
anything.
in for $1 off?
Right,
I'm like,
because-
sorry,
Yeah.
no. That's,
That was the first page. And this was just wording here. I think, did you take this directly from the other website for
Yeah.
guys only? I think we should might title it like recording devices. or
Oh,
something
okay.
like that.
Okay.
Just 'cause I don't know if I'll have copyright issues with this. That wording, word for word.
Okay.
And I have that also up on the theater screen too, that they,
No.
Yeah, you have that little disclaimer there.
Yeah.
Grammar.
Oh, he has a little one, so it's like, it's going around.
And then maybe for the independent filmmakers slash entertainers. Okay, so it's a broader for like bands and etc. for the renting.
Okay.
My suggestion of policies.
And then you had one about tobacco products, I thought. I saw something. I don't just limit it to tobacco or anything. I put alcohol, and when it is tobacco, I also put, it means chewing tobacco too.
And you gotta put the vape pens in there,
Yeah.
in there, okay.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Okay, any
Blow up
type,
on people.
including tobacco, cigarettes, e-cigarettes, vapes,
Chew.
and so.
Because that's nasty. Because they still get by, or they'll put it in and you can't see them, and you go to pick up the bottle afterwards, and it's like, yeah.
And then maybe just have a policy underneath that of no alcohol. I like the policies we're doing there.
Like a little policy.
Makes sense.
I'll make those changes and send it out again.
Do you want me to send you the-
I'm wondering where we stand on
Do you
the
need a copy
doing
of
the
that or
independent
you
film.
can have
No, I don't need it.
It's just still
Oh.
in the air.
Well, I kind of
What's
scribbled
that?
them all in there.
On the policies, did we just go through all of them?
I just went through the ones I had questions on, so. Do you want me to read what all of them are? Did everybody get them?
Did you get them?
Aye.
Yeah, did you get them
No.
in the email?
When was it sent?
I sent them out Friday, I think.
Nope.
Was that right?
I don't know why I'm not getting.
I might have it, but with the 12.
Maybe it's going in your spam, because it's from me and not from Donna.
I don't even know what spam is.
Can't help
So
you
it
there.
must be, it's
I
not
don't know.
it's not this thing at Shop and Save, the spam.
I said you sent it Friday.
Yeah.
I think so.
If not, I can, do you want to do them up and send them to me, and I'll send them out? I can do that.
Sorry, what was that?
If you want to write them back out, give them to me, and I'll make sure, do you get them through the town office when I send out stuff?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I'll just send them to you and then you can send them to everybody.
Okay, and if not, then I'll print them off for you and drop them. Okay. But we'll try that, or I'll try to help you out. I'll try to help you out. So, yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
I had gone searching online and found some nonprofit community type theaters, like similar to what we have. That's where I found the policies and revamped them a little bit to our needs.
Okay.
do you know of anybody know of any others that we should add? I mean, I think that's kind of a work in progress, that as things come
I think
up,
we'll
probably.
Right, add to it as we go.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear what they were, well, she doesn't have it, can we read off what there is, if you don't mind?
It's emergencies, delays, or cancels is the first policy. Severe weather or disruptions in utilities, including water, sewer, and electrical service may prompt cancellations or delays in scheduled programs. The Pittsfield Community Theater will notify patrons of cancellations or delays through our website and on Facebook as much in advance as possible. In case of a delay or cancellation, those who already hold a ticket may be eligible for a free pass. Then the rating guidelines, we just list what the ratings are via the Motion Picture Association of America. Next policy is refunds and exchanges. The Pittsfield Community Theater is willing to swap tickets for a different time or show in advance of the screening for patrons who have purchased tickets and have had circumstances change. The theater is happy to provide the free pass for tickets more than 24 hours in advance of the film's show time.
What is that one?
So that one was refunds or exchanges.
That was like thinking ahead to us selling tickets in advance.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how's that gonna work when we just sell tickets at the theater? But if you're selling them online also, then I get it now.
Yeah, because it's something that's in the works with
Right.
the website to have that capability for people to do in advance.
As it is right now, I don't think we're going to be able to do it online, ticket sales, because I don't know if everyone got the email that I sent about the Payport. From my understanding, we are not able to use that for ticket sales.
Do we need to
Oh,
do what's going on right now and not, and revise it when we have that capability?
So throw that one out for now, what you're saying?
Or leave it as, no refunds.
Right.
Free passes will be issued on an as-needed basis or something, or
Right.
case-by-case basis, or,
They would have to do it that day. They wouldn't be able to wait it 2 days later and then come up to me and say, oh, by the way, I didn't use this.
Right.
yeah. Yeah, well, it
Spend
said
my money.
24 hours in advance.
Yeah. So maybe remove this part.
Yeah, but that's for later on, right? When we sell tickets or,
Can you read it again?
Sure. The Pittsfield Community Theater is willing to swap tickets for a different time or show in advance of the screening for patrons who have purchased tickets and have had circumstances change. The theater is
No.
No. You buy a ticket at the Cross Center, they don't give a damn what happens.
No.
right,
I've had to exchange tickets
Have
before.
you?
Mhm.
They
I
like
did it
it?
at Waterville Opera House last year, Mabel had the flu. Yep, they were
That's
running
the
it
place
2
to do
weeks,
it,
I called,
$5.
there's a $2 per ticket charge or something, and we were in the front row the next week.
That's awesome.
You know, it was,
Yeah.
That's
I think
awesome.
it depends on the venue, but I don't know.
That's awesome.
I can check out
That was
see
the last
how other
show?
people do that, but I don't.
right, it's different because this is just the movie and we're
Right.
only selling tickets at the door.
Right.
But, in theory, we're gonna have other events coming with pre-sale tickets. Maybe the theater, may consider,
not responsible for
Um,
lost or
or
stolen,
more-
or you
Because
can't.
or,
The movie, we
Not
refunded
responsible
event
loss,
ticket.
stolen.
Right,
right, you're not gonna
Unless you
refund the
cancel the
ticket, but
event.
if say if we're having an event Friday and Saturday night and somebody's bought a ticket for the event, and then Friday night their cars broke down and they're not out of work and they call and say, do you have a seat available for Saturday instead? Are we gonna say, okay, there's a $3 convenience charge to switch your seat to Saturday? Or are we gonna be like, no, you make it Friday or not? I mean, first of all, there would have to be seating availability. I mean, we can't say
Right.
we would do it. We can say every attempt would be made to accommodate, or something like that. But it would have to be on like a case-by-case basis.
yeah,
Because even if we did have 2 night showing, if night 2's sold out,
Right.
obviously you're not gonna get a spot on Saturday night instead.
right.
But
That
if
would
they
be
have an available
If it was a
spot,
ticket-only event, that wouldn't, am I correct?
it would be for things that we've pre-sold tickets
Yeah,
on.
ticket-only event.
I mean, we wouldn't issue a refund,
Well, we can
but
only have,
accommodations could be made to get you in on a different night or something. No refunds.
Listening. I'm trying to think.
right. Well,
I mean, because in theory, we are gonna be selling tickets to things at some point.
right, and we're only
Right.
gonna have a limited tickets, cause there's only well, there's
Right.
261, but we only count for 250.
Right.
I mean, it's one thing if you can swap it for another night, like when if you go to some of these bigger theaters, they have all the different times, and you pick the time for the ticket and all that stuff. But I mean, if you buy a ticket to go to a concert and you're sick that night, well, too bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Same idea. You go, car breaks down. Well, I'm sorry, but
That's not our problem.
I always call, people are always more than. I don't know. I've never had a problem. There's usually some kind of convenience charge, and I usually am happy to pay it, and all is well. But
for a
it's
one
very
night event,
rarely
but,
will that even be in play for us, because I mean, maybe if somebody was bringing in a show for the whole weekend, but that's really the only time we would have a pre-sale ticket event that would have more than one night.
Right.
So I think it would very rarely ever come up.
Well, I also think that is very good customer service that you got. And I think that there are a lot of people out there, unfortunately, that take advantage of very good customer service. And I think that needs to be thought about. I mean, Mabel was sick, yes.
They didn't know if I was telling the truth or not.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, and it didn't
Exactly.
matter, because they had a seat available and I was willing to pay the fee.
Yeah.
right.
So, you know, I
At
just
some
think-
places I can see that working, but I
I
don't
think
know
that
about at
venue
the
is
theater.
much more established and organized and larger than we are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they,
So should
So maybe
the
we should
policy,
just take it out.
maybe
just take
should the
the-
policy be for live events, no refunds will be provided for, and then up here we already have it, if they have this emergency cancellation, they'll get a free pass. So just for live events, there's no refund. Sound fair?
The free
Yeah.
pass, that
Yes.
comes when we have a delay
Right,
or
yeah, up here.
cancellation,
So up
right?
here,
Not
yes.
them.
No.
Right.
If you just don't show up.
Right,
Yeah.
no, that's
Okay.
if there's the emergency delays or cancellations, then they would get the free pass, but down here, under refunds or exchanges, it will just say there are, for live events, there are no.
Or we might just want to put it in general, the Pittsfield Community Theater does not issue refunds of any kind.
There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
And then if somebody called and was like, hey, I see you're playing this all weekend, can I get it on Saturday? Well, you might be like, yeah, we half sold on Saturday, whatever. but no refunds, you know.
Right. What was my thought? I just lost it. Because I was thinking of the live events. Yep, it's gone. I'll get back to it because where you were going.
So like the blanket Pittsfield Community Theater does not provide refunds or exchanges.
Okay, so what happens if they're doing, I got it now, so, sorry. If we have a live event come in and they're not gonna, but we've already pre-sold our tickets, but they're not able to perform, what do we do then?
I think that's the cancellation policy
Yeah.
up here.
Emergency delays
The
or
emergency
cancellations.
delays and or cancellations.
So they get a free pass?
So they would.
How would they get a free
So
pass?
we would
For
have to
the-
reschedule the event
Okay,
and then they would get the.
for the band or whatever,
Yeah.
then see if we, and if they're not able to reschedule, then where are
Yeah.
we at? You see where I'm going?
Yep,
Yeah,
definitely.
So that's a different scenario.
right,
I'm trying to think of different ones.
yeah.
Because I know where, with my daughter, she went to see someone and because the artist had no voice, they had to cancel the show.
And they probably refunded their money.
Yes.
Which is, if the artist cannot perform and it can't be rescheduled, I think the money should go back to them.
Right.
Well, it would have to.
Yeah.
Or they could probably sue us.
That, I
Yeah.
can see us doing that.
Because they paid for the performance and we didn't give it to them.
So if a live event is canceled, you're
Due to our, if we cancel the
Yeah.
live event,
Yeah.
then they can get a refund. less fees. We should put that they're
Beyond
not
her
getting their
control.
fees.
Right. Well, and if we have a
Off
freak
the
blizzard
original
or something, you know?
price, not
They're not
the
freaking
fees.
out here.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but it's like in April,
You know, like
you
the
never
credit
know.
card fee and stuff, if anything, we're
Yeah.
gonna get charged it again, nobody refunded money. So we'd still
So if
think,
they,
yeah,
if
we
they
gotta make
bought
sure
it from
that
the
it's just the
credit
ticket price,
cards,
not including fees.
how, do the credit cards machine, do you give them the refund that way?
I believe most of the time things get credited back to the same account that it came off of,
Mhm.
or at least that's been my experience.
I'm hoping for that.
Another reason to be,
What's that?
another reason to be nonprofit.
I do buy it. We have a motion.
Now, do we, talk about April 20th yet? For the
Still
flea
have like
gators?
2 pages.
Oh, yeah, we're still,
Are we still going through, we still got like 2
Yeah.
pages of policies.
Right.
Oh,
Um, the
'cause
next
you don't
one-
have a copy of this either, right?
did they hand it out?
No.
I just still we'll be getting an email with it for,
These are revised, yeah.
I thought everybody got them, so
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Next one was outside food or drink. Patrons are not permitted to bring outside food or drink into the theater.
Right, that's everywhere.
I don't have one in front of me, does it, you also have large bags too, right?
That's on that.
Okay.
Theater etiquette as a municipally owned entity. This theater was established in a spirit of service and intended as an asset for residents of all ages in our area. Please help us preserve this resource by behaving in a way that respects property, staff, and fellow patrons in the theater.
You gotta get rid of the nonprofit.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be municipally owned entity.
Or just start with this theater was established in the spirit of service and start there.
The next one is electronic device free zone. The Pittsfield Community Theater is committed to providing a great experience for patrons who come for films and events. Our policy is to be a cell phone, tablet, and device free zone once the previews or introductions start.
I think even with, because I try to do that even with the previews. I know some people don't.
But one
This
of
was
your
just for
previews
previews.
is like, now it's time to shut your device off, right?
I had some of those. Sometimes I get those with my trailers, and sometimes I cannot. I like when I have them.
But we could make our own, right?
Like
You know,
at the end
that's
of your
not a-
slideshow.
Or just, usually it will just pop up on the screen, like, turn off your devices now.
Yeah.
You know, before the lights go out, or
Yeah.
when the lights go out, have that pop up. You know, make sure your
Because I try to
device is
explain to
turned
people
off.
that they can't have their phones on and do not take pictures. Do not take pictures of anything from the film, because that's a major fine.
We maybe should put that on here, not just cell phone, tablet, and device free zone, no pictures or video
That's
are
in
permitted.
another
Okay.
another policy. Because I think this one is just addressing like if you're sitting in the theater before the
Right,
show
the
starts, you
etiquette.
can scroll through your Facebook or whatever, but then once it starts, it has to be off.
Right.
And then specifically, no recording is under a different policy. The next one was late arrivals. So we kind of discussed that already, that patrons can still be seated, but will still need to pay full price ticket. Firearms, knives, and other weapons are prohibited. No fake weapons of any kind are permitted.
We do have a, what is it, a carry weapon now, or concealed weapon.
Okay.
And
License to carry.
I did have a person come in, and I was trying to be very discreet. I called the police officer about it, because it was just right out in the open, and I'm like, are they able to do that? And he said, yes, they are, because we cannot tell them.
Are you free to ask them if they have a permit for that?
They don't need one.
You don't need one in May.
Oh,
It's,
You can open it.
Concealed carry. It's
Yeah,
legal.
because I checked already.
Anybody can carry a gun.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Government entities can write policy, like you can't walk,
Yeah.
the government, but you can't walk into a courthouse and
Anybody can
conceal
walk
right
around
carry,
there.
so you can still write a
And
policy that
school.
says not here.
No firearms permitted on the premises.
Yeah, I don't want any guns.
Because they wanted to know if we had a policy, and I'm like, I don't
Open
know.
carry.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing, right,
there.
it's perfectly legal unless there's a
Yeah.
policy,
Okay.
Yeah.
not discriminating against that one guy.
Yeah.
There's gotta be policy for everybody.
Like, you need that there.
Yeah.
Firearms.
I would say probably half my customers are carrying guns. It's crazy.
Yeah. I said, I thought
Right.
about it.
And shoot up.
So that should be not
I'll
valid.
take it back out.
The next
I
one is,
couldn't. I couldn't.
the next one is bags.
Okay.
Backpacks and book bags are not allowed into the theater.
Right.
Should we just say large bags too, or something? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's
Oversized?
yeah. Oversized.
Large
I think we need to go so far as to say dimensions.
What if a woman carries a big
That's the
purse?
thing, you know, we have.
Some women
I
carry
don't
bumpers.
care. I don't care.
Yeah.
She may be toting something in there.
Wow.
I mean, maybe we should, think about this.
Large bags not allowed.
I said, I've asked people
Including
that
bags.
do have backpacks and stuff, and they have younger kids, and I'm like, oh, they can't come, and they go, well, we have our diapers, and we have the.
Right.
And I have to take their word for it because I can't search them.
Oh, you can?
No.
Even if
I
they
know.
open it up for you?
They could.
What if that was in our policy,
Yeah.
large bags subject to search?
Exactly. They can open it up and you can look in, but
Make sure
I
it's
don't
not full
think
of
you
candy.
can raffle through
I mean,
it.
you can't. I mean,
Even
God,
candy
over
police.
in Bangor, you can't even, it's gotta be clear and, I don't have a problem with limiting the size of somebody's pocketbook. It's a freaking scary world out there.
Yeah, it is. I'd put the subject to search if you're carrying a bag in.
I think we
Large bags.
need to
subject
find out
search.
whether that's legal though.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's like violation of privacy.
Well, I don't know, because you go
Private
to
property.
certain events, you have to.
Have your bags
They go in
searched.
and they search it,
Yeah.
not just at the airport, but I mean at the venue.
Right.
Right, well, yeah.
Right, a
I
lot
said,
of
we
places
do,
you have to
um,
open your bag.
Funtown, don't they do it at Funtown? Hasn't been to Funtown?
Not now.
You know, they do. You go up on a table, you put your bag down. They don't like sit there searching through
Right,
your purse,
exactly.
but they just take a glance and
Yeah.
move you along.
I said, if I have people that come in with candy or something like that, if I can see it, I ask them to take it to their car. But if it's in their jacket or in their pocketbook, I don't search them or anything. So,
Yeah.
no, sorry.
So we would have to double check,
Right.
but I think that if we have a policy clearly stated up front, that covers it, but I don't really know for sure.
We can check in.
We even have the one about drinks, and we still have people that get upset when they get to the door, to the tickets. We said, I'm sorry, you can't take it. Well, I just bought it.
Too bad.
Look, we have all these signs that say no outside drinks.
Yeah, no outside food or drinks.
So people just don't read.
Right.
Well, they just think they can do
What they want.
anywhere.
Right.
And
Rules don't
I'm gonna
apply.
do that to your restaurant, Sunrise Cafe. I'm gonna bring in my own food and drink instead of your table.
We sometimes let people. Well, I'm not. Where I work's not a good example. The gluten. No, I'll show you a perfect example. We have a gluten-free vegan lady that brings her own toaster waffle with her family of 15. She lives up the road. She brings all these people in. She doesn't eat anything we serve,
Right.
and she brings her own waffle. My boss cooks it right up. We're happy to have her.
Right.
So we're not really a good example.
That is a good example though, because this theater is a community theater, so I think it's important, what do you want to be telling the people that come into your theater? Do you want to tell them, thank you for coming here, we're so glad to have you, please spend money here? Or do you want to tell them, I don't trust you as a resident of this town. I went to you in high school and I know you used to cheat on my math test.
I'm gonna search your bag.
I'm gonna search your bag. I think
Yeah.
that's important too. That's kind of the trade-off. Like, you want people to feel welcome. And I, as a mom, my kids bring in backpacks. I've been going to that theater for 20 years. If somebody was gonna search my backpack, I would be deeply offended.
I just
I
have
think
them
there's
set
a happy
aside.
medium. There is a scary, sketchy world out there. I'm not saying you're it.
I'm a
but-
social worker.
But you can't do for one and not do for another.
Because if
Right.
I see somebody that comes in with a backpack or an oversized bag, and I'm like, no, you gotta take those to your car, or you can set it over here, but we're not responsible for it. I've had people bring in their basketballs, I've had people bring in their skateboards. Oh, what, I can't take my skateboard in there, why not?
Well, I kinda get that though, they rode their skateboard there, they need a spot to stick it.
Well,
I mean, you
they
can't leave it up with the bike rack.
No, they can stick it over in the corner, but I'm not responsible for it,
Right.
you know?
There's no way for people to secure.
No, I think there have been shootings and, no, I think absolutely no bags. I don't care if you were Susie Cream Cheese in school or no. It has to be right straight across the board. We're welcome to have you come, put a smile on your face, but we have to have safety for everyone.
And some people might be very happy with that. Some people say, thank you for that, I agree with it, and makes them feel
The way
safer.
this freaking
So we're not letting any bags come in?
oversized, and I think we should define oversized.
And is somebody gonna sit there and measure them, or are we gonna have a box to put them in? I think we're
Yes.
going down a slippery slope here.
Yeah, measuring bags, yeah.
I
don't
think
see
it's
the
a
difference
oversized
between
bags
an
and if they're-
oversized and a backpack. I mean,
Then they need to put it back in their car.
So no diaper bags, no anything like that.
Do you have kids?
If you
babies
come from
in there?
school,
If
Sometimes.
they're backpacks, I just tell them to set them over in the corner, but we're not responsible for them. I've had kids leave their laptop there from school. Seriously, I took it to school for them. And dropped it off. But, nope, I don't allow backpacks in.
but do you think that the policy needs to go further? Or do you feel like you're getting the most of it with just the nobody traipsing in with backpacks?
Well, I do oversized bags also. I don't allow people in with their food. I don't, because people will bring in their grocery bags and I'm like, oh, sorry, no. But you can leave it here if you want.
But
You
that's
know.
kind of already covered by the food and drink.
Right, but I'm just saying, I don't know, I go by the size as it is, and I said if it's over the size of like a backpack, then no. Then you can leave it there, or you can place it in your car.
So should we add oversized bags to that? Backpacks, book bags, oversized bags? Or should we just find out if it's legal for us to make them subject to search and then we don't need to put any more? Because if somebody came in with their diaper bag, I mean, I know
I
there's
just
no
take
outside
somebody's
food or
word for
drink,
it.
but
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't
want-
search. No.
I don't know.
You
When
usually
somebody
can
comes
feel
in
them
and
out
says, oh, I just
anyway.
have diapers and I have formula or whatever, I'm like, okay.
right.
I'm taking their word for it, and I'm hoping that the person's gonna be honest with me enough, so.
Right. And the other thing I wonder about the outside drink, what about somebody with real bad food allergies that brings something? If they let you know ahead of time or something, is there a policy on that? I guess most candy though you can get allergy free, so that's like Skittles or
Yeah.
sugar.
I've had people come in, but for a peanut allergy or whatever, and I'm like, well, I have to let them know that I have the coconut oil, and it's coconut and canola, or I have coconut oil, and I'm like, I don't know if that's an allergy or not, but I've had to let people know too that my coconut oil has dye, red dye, and that's a big thing too that people don't realize, and the school thanked me for that. That I did let them know about
Several
that.
kids that can't have red dye.
Right.
Is there a reason your oil has red dye?
It's the way.
So there isn't a dye-free option.
No, I thought I ordered one that did not, and it still said red dye. I'm like, seriously? Because I know about through my niece, but I said, other than that, I said, I don't know, but. So I just let them know, they'll ask, the parents will tell me if they have an allergy or whatever, and I can explain that to them, so I don't have very many.
Right? Loud and or destructive behavior. Staff from the Pittsfield Community Theater will ask the patrons to stop the offending behavior. If the behavior continues, the individuals will be escorted from the theater/event. No refunds will be provided. This policy allows other patrons to enjoy the films and events. If a patron has a history of repeatedly being disruptive, he may be banned from future events.
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Recording devices. The use of recording devices, including.
But I asked them to call their parents. I don't leave them out there. I'm like, you need to call your parents and have them come get you.
Underage.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Yep.
That should be probably added there, underage patrons will be asked to contact a guardian.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, recording devices. The use of recording devices, including cameras, video recorders, audio recorders, etc., is not permitted at the Pittsfield Community Theater during screenings. This is a felony charge, including piracy and film theft.
Sounds good.
No smoking. Smoking of any type, including tobacco, e-cigarettes, vapes, then we put chewing tobacco in there, are prohibited inside the Pittsfield Community Theater, public spaces, work spaces, and outside within 20 feet of the door based on Maine state law.
Yes.
And I will put in another one for no alcoholic beverages are permitted in the Pittsfield Community Theater. Privacy. This is the one I didn't know if we needed to do.
I have a question about alcohol. What about at private events?
We are a town, indeed. That's something we'd have to talk to the council about.
So when somebody rents out the theater,
Right.
they're not allowed to have an event that has alcohol?
I've never had anybody ask about that, so I figure where it's a town committee that we wouldn't.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Where they can't sell it, I don't think we would be able to even allowed to have open containers in there.
The rules are different for different places, I think, but a lot of times you just can't sell it or profit from it. Like, say if I rent the snowmobile club, which I've done several times.
Yeah.
They don't provide alcohol, they don't provide a bartender, they don't provide any of that, but you can BYOB. So if somebody, like, say I rented the theater for a birthday party and we were screening a show, and it was adults, clearly you're not gonna, I just wondered, would people be allowed to
I don't know.
bring their own stuff then when they have it rented? Clearly they wouldn't in any of our events, but like when it's rented out.
I've never had that happen, so I don't know.
Probably never will happen either. It's the thought.
What kind of event are you running?
Yeah. You ever met my family?
Privacy. This one. Do we get people's emails? Do people give the theater their emails?
I don't give them out.
Okay. That's what this one is saying. Patrons who share their emails with us, the Pittsfield Community Theater, will not sell or share this information with others.
I'll have to make sure Mike doesn't. I don't know how he does his. I don't think he does either when he sends out what's coming up for movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll double check with him too. I don't think he is, but I'm going to double check. So I'm not going to say he's not.
Independent filmmakers and entertainers. Filmmakers and entertainers who rent our theaters are to share your project with the community, friends, family, cast, and crew, or showcase your film for prospective distributors. Any film shown at the Pittsfield Community Theater may not advocate excessive nudity, graphic sex, or pornography. Additionally, the rating must be G, PG, PG-13, or R. X-rated films are not permitted. We can complement your private screening. Our theater in Central Maine is the right location for you.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Lost and found.
He's not responsible.
The Pittsfield Community Theater is not responsible for lost, stolen, or recovered personal items. Before leaving the facility, please check for your personal belongings. We keep found items for a limited amount of time before donating them.
Yes.
That's good.
And then the last one is Common Sense. The Pittsfield Community Theater staff want to ensure that every patron has a fabulous theater experience. As unexpected issues arise, we will use a common sense approach to protect property, staff, and patrons. Thank you for your cooperation.
Sounds good. You need to make a motion to accept it?
I make a motion to accept it.
What are you accepting?
The policies.
Policies
as read. And read.
I'll second it.
She did.
I'll second.
Jennifer did.
Third. Or second.
All in favor?
As we edited them, as edited.
Yep.
No.
What don't you like?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, maybe we should discuss it though.
Why doesn't it matter though, Ann?
Right,
I'm ready
the rest of us
I'm
might
ready
wanna-
to close up tonight.
Is it the
Well,
bags?
think that what's that?
The bags?
Well,
No,
maybe we
no.
shouldn't.
No.
I think I'm ready to go home. I think we have people in the audience that want to speak. We've gone over our time here, so I'm good.
So did those pass?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So we had question and answers from the audience? Oh.
Is anybody?
Let me introduce myself first. I'm Shane Grant. I know that some talk about April 20th has been discussed in the last two meetings. I drove from Bangor to accompany my colleague and friend Jason Perkins and try to alleviate some questions and concerns based on the two movies that we want to show. I kind of wrote a little speech, so forgive me if I sound a little robotic. I don't do this very often. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been given a gift in the form of these movies. They were made by us, ordinary people with little to no money, outside of any big system and far from Hollywood. Many told us we couldn't do this, but we did it anyways. I stand here tonight with a smile because we never took no for an answer, and it has only brought us success. We have been telling our stories and making memories while doing it for the last 5 years. These movies we are presenting you, we're proud of, just like we are proud of the countless people who have volunteered their time to make them with us. Just like we are proud of the local support from news, radio, and print publications who recognize what we are doing is unique and worthwhile. We work with everybody from amateur thespians to professional actors, and some people who never thought they'd be in a movie at all. We make their dreams happen just like they help make ours. It's a team effort. My colleague and friend Jason Perkins has presented you with something special. A one-night-only double feature of our films, Sleep Eater and Sleep Eaters. The success of both of these films are well documented online, so I will spare you from listening to me gab about them for too long. Popcorn makes me thirsty. Does it make you thirsty? I thought it did. Accompanied with these two films, we have legitimate sponsorship who is offering to pay for free medium and large popcorn to promote thirsty patrons to your refreshment concessions before and during the presentation. I've never been to an event that has offered this kind of treat. Also, we will be printing out programs that will not only explain the films with cast and crew bios, but also direct interested patrons with how to help the theater's funding issue. If they enjoy their time, which they will want to help. The discussion of the date has been chosen. The discussion of the date, which we have chosen, is something I have been made aware of. Basically, it comes down to one thing. If you're going to sell tickets, you need a gimmick. April 20th is our gimmick, pure and simple. So much so, in fact, that we are producing a special horror host introduction to the films with a 1950s Alfred Hitchcock type vibe. He will be interacting with the audience while on the screen. This is something we're really excited about and something you do not see anymore in theater experiences. It makes us stand out, which is what we like. The question of the genre has also been brought up, and while I understand concerns, these films are tongue-in-cheek horror comedies with a lot more to be discovered within. With films like Sleep Eater, you can imagine the chuckles and eye rolls I have gotten, which is exactly what we're shooting for. It's fun. If we can attract a grown-up audience to your theater and offer them this experience while also giving you 100% of the ticket sales, I say that's a no-brainer. I mean, if you don't believe me, buy a ticket to the show or check out our film at your local library. They carry it. In closing, what we are offering you is a gift that has been given to us and one that has been supported by the entire state in ways we could have only dreamed of. It's not exploitive, it's not pornography, it's a movie that makes you laugh with some scary stuff in between. It's something that will attract people to your theater who might not have normally cared. We want to raise awareness to the situation just as much as we want to entertain our viewers. I appreciate you giving me time to speak. Go Patriots.
Thank you. I'm excited about it. I'm super excited about it. And I've read about some different independent film stuff this week just to see what other theaters kind of have to say about it. And it seems to me that they are all looking for all genres and promoting like the independence of film. We might get a documentary. We might have some kind of independent kid film. Didn't seem like there's as many of them, but...
That's where I'd like to add. Because I'm a filmmaker in Maine, a low-budget filmmaker at that, I have gotten to know so many other filmmakers in the state of Maine. People that do similar stuff that we do, people that do documentaries. I have a friend that went to Sundance with something that he just recently produced. He lives right in Bangor. The connection of filmmakers is something that's very important. I know there was hesitancy for these films. It's more about what it represents to people that might not necessarily seek it out on their own. When you work with us, you open up this avenue of filmmakers around Maine, like I said, and there's no reason why they would not want to donate their films to the theater to do something very similar to cater to different audiences. And in my experience, if you cater to different audiences, you're only opening up your ticket revenue. You're getting more people interested in your troubles, because that's why we're here, correct? We're in trouble. Mm-hmm. And I know personally, like growing up, if I didn't have movies, I would have turned to drugs or, something worse. Having a local theater to me, and I got goosebumps just talking about it because it's something that's very important, especially for the town of Pittsfield, where people might not think there's that very much things to do. Someone, might choose an avenue, might go to an event like this and be able to talk to a filmmaker and decide that's what they want to do for the rest of their life. And you're just opening eyes. If you can change one person's path, you've done a good job. You've done something special. So what we're offering is, yes, 2 horror comedies, but so much more in between. We're willing to produce something that allows the audience to laugh with a horror host, to interact with them. Even saying addressing them personally, Pittsfieldians, or whatever they would be called. And it's just something that's fun. It's harmless. It's harmless. We've shown this movie in other theaters around the state, and we've sold them out. We showed this movie in Orono for a premiere, and we sold it out. We can get the butts in the seats. The April 20th is our gimmick. It's something that people are going to get excited about. And I was very happy when I heard that it was voted in, and then I heard rumors that maybe it needed more time or someone needed more clarification on what's going on. That's why I came here tonight. And the movie is readily available. I mean, your own library carries it, so it is accessible. If anyone would like a copy, we can make that happen, I'm sure. But at the same time, it is going to take a lot of work on my end to make this happen. And I want to alleviate any price costs or anything. We want to give back everything, because that's how much we believe in what we're trying to do, what you're trying to do.
Okay, so I think maybe some of this might be directed towards me.
I've never met you, I'm sorry.
My name is Ann.
Oh, nice to meet you, Ann.
there may be some misunderstanding, I'm not sure. I am super happy that an independent is coming. I was under the impression that there would be advertising.
Yes.
I am wondering what the advertising is. It's the advertising and the sponsors that I'm curious about, not the movie. I understand what the movie is.
Okay.
I also am kind of curious, from what I understand, the producer was going to get up on the stage and thank everyone.
Mhm.
Now, this is wonderful, but I'm kind of curious about, again, what's going to be said. In the date did bring a flag up, like what's going to be said. And I think that it's reasonable to ask.
It is reasonable. The date is specifically designed to the humor that's in the movie. Is it a marijuana-infused movie? No, it's not. There's really no mention of it. It's the gimmick, and that's how you get people in the seats, is you base it around a holiday. I myself don't partake in whatever that represents. I made the movies. But I know that if you're going to get someone to come to a show, that you need to surround it around something that they all collectively understand. Will there be someone on stage saying like, oh, let's all toke up? No, that's not what's going on. It's simply a date. It's what the date represents to everyone else. And it's really just trying to get butts in the seats to watch these two horror comedies. And it's not, like you said, it's not just about the movies, it's about us and what we represent, what I represent. I'm a kid from Bangor, never went to film school, never thought I could do anything with my life. I'm 32 years old, and we just got picked up by an international distributor for our movies. It's going to be out in Walmart, Redbox, everything like that. So that's something that's huge for me. So if we can share this with someone that needs our help, someone that we appreciate, I mean, we make movies, you have a theater.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. And
well, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
Awesome. And
I know, I
that's
just want to
very, very excited, but I still haven't heard who the sponsors are going to be.
I watched a preview of the commercial. I think you'll be able to show us the commercial ahead of time. There's a little final stuff to do. He's a local kid from town that owns the Roots and Weeds
It's a
store
garden
in
store.
it's a garden store, yeah.
It's like
I'll
an
be
Egway.
involved in a lot of the advertising, and we're not gonna push the 420 aspect. We're
It's
pushing
to
the
help
movie
save
and
the
the
theater.
help in the theater aspect. The 420 is basically just to get people's attention, and it will. I know a lot of people have a problem with it, but it is getting more and more popular. As we're on TV talking about it, we're not gonna be talking about the 420 and get high and come to the movie. We're gonna be talking about the movie and why we're doing it in Pittsfield. And that's where the advertising will go, just to ease your mind on what will be said.
So that's the only advertising that you're doing is for this
They're the
root
sponsor.
and weed?
That's our sponsor for the popcorn.
Your name's Ann? Sorry. Okay. You would be very surprised at the way we get things done. We have made feature movies. We made the short film, Sleep Eater, which would be the first film, for $100 in 7 days. We sold over 1,000 copies when it first came out. We were #1 local DVD at Bull Moose. That's all New England. We made the sequel, Sleep Eaters, for $700. Took us a year and a half. You know, I lost all my hair, but we got it done. Our network is very vast, and it's very wide. Whether it be appearing on Channel 5, Channel 7, going on WKIT, which we have relations with, or Z107. There's a great interview that I did right before our Orono premiere on Z107, and they helped us out a lot. When I say that we've been welcomed by the state, it's not just we've been welcomed, we've been hugged. We've been like grabbed and being like, thank you for like making something and doing something that's unique and worthwhile. So as far as sponsorship goes, we have Roots and Weeds who will provide the free popcorn, which I can't even believe it when we were talking about it, because that's not only going to make people come because they're like, oh, well, popcorn's expensive, honey, blah, 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 and they're gonna be spending money on those large drinks, which is going right back. Between that, social media, the way that we promote, we do videos, we talk about it all the time.
So, are they the only sponsors?
Yes.
Yes, as far as I know. And if you count Cemetery Theater, which is presenting the actual films, that's our organization.
And then the Roots and Weeds pay
And
for all
Roots
the
and Weeds.
popcorn.
Yeah, we just needed the one sponsor for that
The
one.
popcorn.
That was all I wanted, was free popcorn.
So they're gonna have the 30-second,
They have a 30-second commercial in between. I can show it to you right now. if
Which
you
is
want.
actually part
that's
of,
all I really wanted to know.
But
Yeah,
they'll have
we're
a
not-
30-second commercial.
You'll recognize the kid that owns it.
and we're actually making fun with the commercial too, because the horror host, it comes out of the TV and he's been watching the commercial. And it comes back into him introducing the second feature.
Now, I wanna make it clear that I never had a problem with your movies.
I didn't think you did. I just knew that there was concern. Not problems, but
There was
concern.
concern about who was going to be sponsoring because of the date that was chosen.
Right.
And I think it's reasonable.
I do too. I'd love to answer any more questions if anybody has.
I'm excited about it.
I am too.
I also think that bringing in independent film, I mean, this one, yes, is rated R, and there's not gonna be a lot of kids there or anything, but high school students and stuff that might be considering getting into production and having independent film in our town is great for that.
Yeah.
And this will open up that avenue. If it goes well and you want to do it again,
Right,
we'll go get a documentary.
right.
Then we'll go
Have
find
the
one that's.
third
We're-
Saturday of every month,
We're
be
here to
Independent
help.
Film
and
Day.
This is kind of just
that would be
us
wonderful.
coming to the
Right.
door for you and introducing ourselves.
Right, and the numbers on Saturdays for the movies are no good. It'd be a great day to, once a month, we know we're gonna have an independent film, or we're gonna do this.
I would like to also do a classic film, yeah.
So with all that being said and all the questions answered and everything, do we get to vote on it tonight?
Thought we already voted on it.
We already did.
We have voted on it?
Yeah.
It was for a go.
So we are going to just run with this?
I thought so.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were going to
Okay.
do.
I've been call me self-centered, but I would just like to know if it's okay for us to go
If you
ahead.
have any additional sponsors that come along, we would like to know about it.
Absolutely, but we just needed the one for the popcorn. And that was it. That's the only reason I got a sponsor. If we didn't do the popcorn, we wouldn't have a sponsor.
It would just be us.
But we thought it'd be a great idea to give out the free popcorn. And like I said, I was talking to a friend and he was like, well, how much you looking for? So,
A regular movie.
Yes.
basically.
Sorry,
So we don't
I
have to
don't
do
know if you guys want to hear an update from me real quick. I don't have a speech prepared or
Sorry,
anything
sorry.
like fancy going on. I'll try to be really quick. So we are kind of looking at 3 basic options for our recommendations for the theater. One, which you guys have mentioned, which is starting a nonprofit, whether we can be supportive in that. Second option that we've started to consider is whether or not we would move away from being more theater focused and more to being downtown focused, and really looking at like a downtown alliance, similar to what happens in like Augusta or Portland has a downtown alliance. Then our function could be more like getting grants for capital improvements to the building. And then an option that was brought up this weekend was hiring a consultant to come in and look at the theater and make recommendations. So those are basically the 3 solutions that we're working on. We started looking at some 990s of other theaters that are nonprofits to see what other grants other theaters have gotten. I'm meeting with Catherine this weekend, or this Friday, to just get a really good understanding of what she's already tried for grants. We're not duplicating any efforts on our end. Also working with MCI to do a focus group to talk to high school students, see what is it that's keeping them from coming to the theater, what can we do differently to get them into the theater. We feel like that's a missing demographic, and it's just like a really nice document that we can provide you guys some good research. And and I want to say good job speaking in front of the council last night. That's not
I
an
can't wait
easy
to watch
thing
it.
I
to
thought
do.
you did awful.
No, you did a really nice job, and
Well, thank
that's not an easy thing to do. And I'm a little disappointed with how that played out, on your end. But I was disappointed with how the tone in the room changed. And I hope that you continue to speak out, and then we can continue to sit behind you and just continue to do that.
Well, thank you. I also want to thank your group, and I want to thank you. I want to go back and thank you once again for the Mary Poppins and for Mary Poppins coming. And I think that we all need to support that effort because I believe that their efforts made a difference in having a successful night.
And if we want to do something else, like Leslie's coming to the media committee, so if you guys want us to do another event like that, and I don't know if there's a movie coming up, like that's something we can still do. Just didn't want to step on any toes, so we kind of put the brakes on that. But if you guys want us to do that again, especially like if there's a kids movie, maybe come up like with a fun game or something.
Right.
Like, we're all moms, so things that are like really community, family based are super fun for us.
Or even just a little raffle on, something.
Yeah, things
Kid
that
can
our
win
kids
something.
can do, things we can bring our kids to. It's just super fun.
Well, maybe we should all kind of look on the website and see what's coming up. And Donna, how far out do you book your movies?
Right now, I've got to look at, see what's coming, because I have The Upside coming, and then I have A Dog's Way Home. And I thought of that when you guys did Mary Poppins. I'm like, oh my gosh, how good would it be to do a dog show with the Dog Way Home? And I'm like, I don't even have time with that and what that entails.
And it works out good because that Dog's Way is during the kids'
Do a little
vacation.
thing on stage.
So
Is
Wednesday
there going
matinee.
to be any Wednesday matinee?
Yeah.
What's that?
Just that one day?
What?
For the Dog's Way Home, it's during the kids' school break. So that worked out good timing. And
That's for the February,
yeah,
where I first had.
Yeah. I
Thanks
don't
for
have
telling
any
me that
matinees.
school.
yeah, she was wondering if we
Because
should
that
go
would
on
have
Wednesday
went
matinee.
down bad.
What time?
Because it's a G.
Right. No, it's not. It's a
No,
PG.
PG. PG.
Yeah.
So do you plan on having a matinee?
I haven't even thought of that, but I said we can throw one in.
Yeah, probably a good
I
idea.
thought, so you're not doing them every Wednesday again for
No.
skills?
I don't. I said I did for Innovation Living, and I'm glad I did because we had 23 people today,
Oh, wonderful.
and we had a no-show this evening.
Well, hopefully we can address that.
Right.
Thank you everyone
So,
for coming.
When would be a good time? Because usually my matinees for Skills or Innovation Living is at 10 o'clock because that works good for them. I don't know for kids. What if it's a 2 o'clock matinee that is good? Do you do a noon, 1 o'clock? I don't know.
Well,
Because usually
it was a long time.
Sundays
What
we
do you
usually have it
think?
at 2.
We raise kids.
I-
What do you think?
I know, but I
Might say right after lunch.
Let's say,
Have something
I think
to
2
do.
o'clock.
why not do Wednesday at 2 for kids?
Yeah.
because that's usually when our matinees are at 2, and then I can get it out there.
I'm freezing.
And then maybe not have one that Wednesday night. I mean, if you're gonna have if you're gonna have Innovation Living that day, And then-
I'm not having them. I don't know, because now they're contacting me when they have enough people, because I told them I need at least 25 or so, around 20 to 30 people. I will open the doors for them. If I don't get it, then I'm not going to, because it's not worth it.
I think if you are gonna have a matinee at like 2 o'clock on a Wednesday, it'd be good to get it on the website now, so that we can promote that before school gets out.
Right.
We can get the school, possibly, they've got a lot of rules about what they can share, but sometimes they'll share community events
Okay.
on the MS80 53 Facebook page or their website. Things to do during
Do
vacation.
you,
The home of Pittsfield or the heart of Pittsfield.
yeah,
Art
I do
Pittsfield
that
shares
too.
everything.
Yeah, so if we do that,
Oh, it's cold.
So we want to do just the one matinee and no movie in the evening? Is that what
How's
you're
Wednesday
saying?
night go? Wednesday night's kind of a dud, in general, right?
so we
And
can
is it
do,
worse
we
when
can
there's a
say,
matinee?
we can do the matinee on Sunday, but no evening show for Wednesday evening?
I don't know.
Or do you do both? 'Cause I
Do a matinee on Wednesday and Sunday with no evening shows.
I don't know. How's everybody else feel about no evening show on Wednesday? If we do
For that
have
movie,
people-
just for that
If we
movie.
do have people show up, it's kind of, it's not very consistent.
It would be best for that. For that
I wonder
movie.
how Wednesday in general, if we did a matinee at like 2:30 on Wednesdays in general, instead of having
We
the nightly
can,
movie.
how about if we do this? Do it for all the movies, not just kids' movies?
Well, that's
so
what I'm
every-
wondering, because our students get out early on Wednesday.
Okay, so can we try it for, I mean, it's not gonna just, a month is not gonna
No.
work. So do we wanna say try it for like 2 or 3 months and see how that works for this?
I think,
matinee?
well, I
I think
think
we
it needs to be run by some numbers instead of just pulling stuff out of the hat. Because now we're talking about, it's not just you that can be there and do some paperwork and stuff. Now we're gonna have another employee.
I had a volunteer today come in.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
And if I get a volunteer
Yeah,
during
if you
that
can
time.
volunteer, I got no problem.
And
try-
you're there anyways,
Right.
on Wednesday.
Right, so I'm there.
Now, when you are downloading and previewing the movie for the next week, you can't be doing that while something else is showing, right? Is that
Cannot.
something you're previewing on like a tablet, or you're previewing?
It's,
It can't be done simultaneously.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's, I kind of figured that, but I thought I'd just ask.
yeah,
Donna, would you continue with your,
yes.
thank you. And thank you for doing that. I know it's more work, but we appreciate it.
I didn't add my hours into doing the paperwork for that, but that's okay.
All right, I'm going home because I'm freezing.
I'm gonna go home and have supper.
Yeah.
But I will, Ann.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll get the ball rolling on the comedy.
Carolyn, if there's anything I can do, let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Steve, I've only used the copy news once, but they're really good.
Okay.
So I can help you with it.
Yeah, when do you want to do that?
Thanks, girls.
Yeah, I think Donna's just running up to shut that off.
Yeah.